Hey, what up, fools? This is Noah, creator of the fan game Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit, and today I'm answering your questions. All right, let's do it. One question I get a lot is, why is this game in 4:3 and not widescreen? This might sound like a weird answer, but I did it to put it in line game design-wise with the Sonic Genesis games. So Sonic 1 through 3 were designed with a 4:3 TV in mind, and so the levels are kind of laid out from that perspective. When I started this project, I actually wanted to do 16:9 widescreen, but I learned the hard way that actually affects level design. A secret that's just off screen on 4:3 becomes super obvious when it's in widescreen. So I found that my levels started to stretch out horizontally early on, and it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel Genesis enough. So even though I didn't want to at first, because I thought, who wants to play a game in 4:3 in 2020 or whatever year you're watching this? But I just figured out that putting it in 4:3 was actually the better option. It just makes it more Sega Genesis, and if you don't know, that's kind of the whole point of this project, is to make it feel like a Sega Genesis game. And if Genesis does, and I don't, that ain't right. If Genesis does, I gotta do. I actually talk about this more in depth in my technical deep dive. If you want to take a look at that, the link below. Another variation I get a lot is, will there be a widescreen option? And that's a good question. That's fair, right? Seems simple enough to implement. I learned that unfortunately it's not quite so simple as just like an on and off toggle. Bosses and cutscene characters sort of have their own spawn points and movement patterns based on the camera's sort of boundaries and current position. So if I stretch that, I have to make some bespoke code to compensate for that. If I do a widescreen version, I think I'll look into it after release, but right now my main goal is finishing the game the first time, so that I can be one of 4 fan games that actually ever gets finished. Here's a question a lot of you asked. What's up with Knuckles? Why is he evil again if this is supposed to take place after Sonic 3, which ended with him being kind of a good guy with Sonic? I'm sorry, who's Knuckles? Let me just say that I absolutely love that people are asking this question, because it proves that continuity and proper characterization matters to people in the Sonic series. If it didn't, then no one would care. Lucky for you, I happen to care a lot. When I set out to make this remake, that was the first thing that I asked myself was, okay, if this is going to fit into the whole Genesis timeline, what do I do about Knuckles? Because I don't really want him to get tricked again right after Sonic 3. It's just too soon. I mean, I know they did it again in Adventure and Advance, but I mean, that's kind of my point. Like, how many times are we just going to do the same gag? So I had to ask myself, how can I make Knuckles one of the 3 enemies of Sonic Triple Trouble without retreading the same sort of story beat over again? So I came up with a solution that I am quite pleased with, and I'm not telling it to you yet because I don't want to give it away. It's small, but it's cool enough that I don't want to spoil it. I just want to see you guys' reactions, just raw, when you first play it and experience it for yourself. I mean, that's part of the whole, old school 90s gaming experience anyway, isn't it? Just not knowing what's going to happen until you actually play the game. And what's cool about the solution that I've come up with is that it doesn't actually contradict the events of the original Triple Trouble. It sort of adds just another twist to it, so that if you go back and play it, it sort of changes the way you think about Triple Trouble. So no, he doesn't get tricked again, but there is a reason for the way he's acting in this game. I just can't tell it to you yet, but I promise you there is a reason, and it's not stupid. So hopefully that answers a couple of your questions about that. If you have not played the game yet, remember, you can download it right now on GameJolt. Follow me on Twitter at Noah Copeland, where I post regular updates, or subscribe to this channel. And keep a lookout for more Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit fun stuff. See you guys.